الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته مقعي وعبد دايسانة وحن هاي بلشة St.Cloud قف كميدة وحن أترتمي State Representative for District 14A وكميدة St.Cloud النواحي كده ما أنتوا حن جوجنا St.Cloud Public Library أو نسوون نمد runtii si qurux badan oo community ugu soo wada baxday waxa halkan nagala soo qayb galay dad ka badan boqolaal qof ayaa yimid si ay u tusaan inay taageersan yihiin dadka Soomaaliyeed ee ku dhaqan gobolka Minnesota waxay kale oo diidanayeen hadallada xanafta leh oo xun oo uu ku hadlayo madaxweynaha dalka Mareykanka dadkaas oo noocyo badan isugu jiray oo laakiin u badnaa dadka aan wadanka ugu nimid runtii ayaga bay nagaga badnaa baa la dhihi karaa dadka meesha joogay marka loo fiiriyo dadkeena Soomaaliga ahaa waxaan kaloo aad ugu faraxsanahay inay dadka kamid ahaayeen mas'uuliyiin sarsare kuwa magaalada laga soo doortay kuwa county laga soo doortay iyo kuwa state level laga doortay intaba inay halkan inoo joogeen maanta waxay noo joogeen mayorka waxay noo joogeen state senator waxay noo joogeen county commissioners oo fara badan waxay noo joogeen school boardyada waxa kale oo xusud mudan in ay inoo imaadeen iskuulada madaxdooda ayagoo dhahayo caruurteena iyo dadka iskuuladeena imaado ma dareemi doonaan cabsi waanan difaacina haduu wax dhaco runtii community-gaada u soo wada baxday waxaan rabaa inaan u sheego Soomaalida ku dhaqan gobolka Minnesota annaga hadalkii aan dhahay baan dhahayaa annagu hadaynu nahay Soomaalida Minnesota manihin marti manihin dad socod oo wadada oo meesha gudbaya ka sii socdo manihin waxaynu nahay dad ka muuqdo bulshada Minnesota ku dhaqan iyo Mareykankaba waxaynu nahay cudud iyo xoog iyo leadership lagu xisaabtamayo bulshada dhan ku xisaabtamaysa ee gobolka Minnesota iyo Mareykankaba absi yeysan idin galin waxaan rabnaa inuu Trump iyo dadka la halmaala asaga intaba ay ogaadaan inaynu annaga dad si dhaqso looga cabsiin kara inaan ahayn aan isdifaacno markay ayis inoo imaadaan waxaan ku celinayaa hadalladii looyaradeena ay noo sheegeen ha u jawaabin albaabka hadii lagu soo qaraaco albaabka ha ka furin adoon warranty la wadanin hadii lagu qabtana ha la hadlin ilaa aad la hadasho looyarkaaga arrin xilli xun baa lagu jiraa waxaan u baahanahay inaan isdifaacno inaan isgarab istaagno inaan annaga istaageernaan u baahanahay runtii inaan iska ilaalino waxa annaga dhaxdeena ka dhaxeeyo inaan banaanka u saarno waa dhici kartaa inay dadka marmar siyaasad iyo waxyaalo kale iskaga hor imaadaan laakiin maanta waxaan naga hor imaadsan cadow ka weyn kuwa aan annaga u maleeyo inaan isku nahay waxaan loo baahan yahay hal meel ka soo wada jeesano iska celino iska dhicino insha Allah dhibaatooyinkan dhibaato ka weyn baan ka soo gudubnay tanna haduu Ilaahay yiraahdo waan ka gudbaynaa again magacaygu waa Cabdi Daysane waxaan ku faraxsanahay inaan maanta dadkan meeshan qaban qaabiye aan kamid ahay oo dadka isku keenay dadka inaga soo qayb galayna waa u mahad celinaynaa dhamaan inta imaatay media-hana waa u mahad celinaynaa Axmed Laari iyo dhamaan dhalinyarada duubaysay iyo traditional media kale oo noo joogay intaba St.Cloud Live ay joogtay St.Cloud Times ay joogtay waxay noo joogeen radioyada waxay noo joogeen Minnesota Public Radio kulligood aad ay u mahadsan yihiin wassalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuh
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God sheds His grace on me and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you.
I'm a proud St. Cloudian. And as my family would say, Hura, you went to the College of St. Benedict, you went to the University of Notre Dame, and now you just graduated from St. Mary's of University of Minnesota. The Catholics couldn't convert you. So if you are afraid of us, our parents are also afraid of you, just so you know. I read a book, and that book, I'm a avid reader, so I read a book, and that book is called Power, Privilege, and Differences. And in it, I believe, it's in chapter 3, it says, if you want to end racism, you should end sexism, patriarchy, ageism, and all of the isms, because the system that creates one also created the other. You got it? I stand before you today to express my strong opposition to any action that singles out refugees, immigrants, the LGBTQ plus community, people with disabilities, and all of you. Any group within our community, and such actions contradicts our core values and divert our attention from the essential work of strengthening our community here in St. Cloud, in central Minnesota, and also Minnesota in general. We cannot afford to waste time on measures that divides us. Instead, let us focus on building trust and advancing our community or our city together. Minnesota deserves real solutions that enhance or Minnesotans their quality of life. And we need leaders that unites us rather than rhetoric that targets or blames an entire communities. I remember when the Latinos or the Hispanic community were targeted, some of us Somalis were afraid to speak up. We were hiding in our homes. Not anymore. St. Cloud has always been a beacon of hope, welcoming those who seek to work and build a better life here in St. Cloud. This spirit of inclusivity is what makes our community, the St. Cloud community, resilient and strong. It is our responsibility to ensure that every resident has the opportunity to succeed, which means investing in our public safety, infrastructure, our health care, getting more jobs into St. Cloud, and also stability for every family who calls St. Cloud or central Minnesota home. I pledge to stand with those who believe in fairness and shared responsibility. I stand with those who envision a community where our neighbors uplift one another and move forward together as one community. That's how we grow and how we remain true to our identity. Thank you, St. Cloud, and I love you all.
Just take a second and look around this room. There are a lot of people in here. A lot of people who care, a lot of people who showed up. As Hassan mentioned, your presence itself is a message, but so is how we present ourselves together. And to me, there is no space in Minnesota right now more American than this room right now. That is our responsibility and our task, to live up to the dream of America. And America is not defined by where you come from. It's not defined by how much money you make or how you look. America is more than its political boundaries, and citizenship is an awful lot more than a piece of paper. To be an American citizen is to come together with confident optimism, to know that differences cannot get in the way of better, and that differences are actually constitutive. They are part of why we are as strong as we are. Not something to get past, not something to look beyond, not something to move beyond, but they are who we are. We are our differences, and our differences are our strengths. We don't need to pretend that they don't exist. We can't move beyond difference. Difference is what makes us powerful. Difference is what is in this room. And difference is what makes us American. We come together as Americans not to be the same. Democracy doesn't get rid of difference, it just manages it a little bit. Supposed to manage it a little bit. And that's important because our government was founded not on getting rid of tension, but keeping it. Our government, our American project, is about tension, is about difference, is about us not getting along all the time. If we all agreed about everything, we wouldn't need to vote. But we do. We need to vote. But my point is that so often when we talk about our political discourse, we talk about getting past differences. That's not the point. The point is to live in them and still get along with your neighbor. That's the key. It's not to pretend we're all the same or to wrap yourself in a flag and say that everyone else has to wear the exact same flag as you do, because that's not how this works. Being an American is about that commitment to optimism, but it's an optimism that we know we can be confident in because we are going in the direction we are going together. That is the key to America, is that we've got each other's backs, that we see difficulty and conflict and challenges before us, and we know that we will rise up to them and we will solve them when we do so together. And that's what all of you in this room are doing right now. There's no great policy proposal. There's no thing we're figuring out right now. We're just hanging out in a room together, hoping, thinking about how things could be better if we just loved each other a little bit more. That is a beautiful thing and a beautiful moment, and that's why I said this is the most American space in all of Minnesota right now. This moment, you people in this room with your hopes and your commitment and your care. We don't have to agree. We're not supposed to agree, but we damn sure better care. Because that's what makes us Americans, that's what gives us hope, and that's why we're here together. And I could not be more proud of this community than I am right now. You all should be incredibly proud of yourselves for being here, for caring, for standing up, and for knowing in your heart that we can be better with a little bit more love. That's what you're doing right here, right now. Let's keep it going. You guys are awesome.
Good evening. My name is Farhiya Iman. I am a social worker and a behavioral health professional. I've lived in Minnesota for more than half of my life, and all those years have been in St. Cloud. St. Cloud is my home. It's where my husband and I are raising 3 of our beautiful children. It's the community that has shaped who I am today. Thank you for giving me this moment to share something that has been weighing heavily on us. Over the past few weeks, many of us in the Somali community have felt a painful and overwhelming wave of negative rhetoric in the media. It has been exhausting to see our community constantly targeted, judged, and misrepresented, especially when some of the rhetoric is coming directly from national leaders. For many of us, hearing our community spoken about with such hostility again and again is not just frustrating, it takes a real toll on our mental health. As a Somali Minnesotan, I have watched friends, parents, young people struggle with anxiety and fear and uncertainty because of this constant bombardment of negative stories. It is draining to feel like you always have to defend who you are. It's painful to wonder how your neighbors see you because of what they heard on the news. And it's heartbreaking to watch our youth question their place in the state that we've been part of for decades, all because of narrative that does not reflect our truth. Minnesota is home to one of the largest Somali community in the nation. We are parents raising our children with hope, students working towards their dreams, small business owners building opportunities, and community members contributing to every single day. We are educators, healthcare workers, drivers, volunteers, and people who care deeply about the communities we live in. But instead of highlighting our contribution, too much of the recent media coverage chooses negativity. It focuses on the worst, ignores the best, and leaves out the humanity in between. With harmful rhetoric, it is repeated over and over again, especially from national leaders. It doesn't just shape public opinion, it shapes how safe we feel and how confident we are in our identity and how hopeful we remain about our future. Tonight, I want to say something clearly. Somalis are not caricatures or headlines being pushed out. We are resilient, we are hardworking, we are proud. Our stories is one of perseverance, rebuilding, and contributing with strength and dignity. Our existence is not a threat, it is a blessing to Minnesota. As neighbors and community members, we all have the responsibility to push back against harmful narrative, to uplift the truth, to choose compassion over assumption, to recognize our shared humanity, and to protect our mental well-being of communities who have already endured so much. To my Somali brothers and sisters, I see you, I am proud of you. No matter what the media or other leaders say, we know who we are, and no one is going to tear us down. And we will continue to stand together strong. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Harris, the Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education. First, thank you for having us here from a school system. Superintendent couldn't make it. She apologizes. She sent our team. When I was asked, I was like, I want to bring all our folks that are here up and talk about how diversity makes this community rich, right? And when you look at this room, that's a combination of this. And specifically, we service our Somali students and families. And one of the things about that is we're here to support our students and our families specifically. And one of the ways is creating that sense of belonging. Not only belonging, but how do we help our students and our families thrive within our community? And so I wanted to bring the folks here, and I'll let them introduce themselves quickly so you know it's not just the superintendent, it's the school board and our folks here and our stakeholders. So I'll start here from the chair and let you just, and then just.
Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is Shannon Haas, and I'm on the school board.
Hi, I'm Natalie Copeland. I'm also on the school board, and I just want to say that when our president made disparaging remarks about my neighbors and about the students that my kids go to school with at Apollo, at North, at all our schools, I take that personally. Because you know what's personal to me is each and every one of you in this room. What's personal to me is our students. And raise your hand if you're willing to help the 1 in 10 students that are homeless in this community. Raise your hand if you're willing to help the 70% of our students that are food insecure. That's right. This is who we are as St. Cloud. So I welcome you here today, and I welcome anyone to come to our community and see how beautiful it really is. My kids go to school with the world, and that is the reason they're going to be more prepared than I was when they graduate. So thank you for being here today.
Samed Abdi, I'm equity supervisor for the school district. Samed Abdi, I'm equity supervisor for the school district. And as equity, I have to fight against the injustice. So I will keep fighting, and this increases and widens my fight against any disparity that comes to any community. So this has happened in the past, and it's happening now to the Somalis. But in history, U.S. had this history in the past. So it's all about humanity. We have to fight against it together, and I thank everyone who came here today to support Somali community and other immigrants who are also feeling the same feeling Somalis are feeling right now. Thanks.
Today we stand with our Somali American neighbors, not in fear, but in unity. In an age when divisive rhetoric can often target and misrepresent an entire community, St. Cloud chooses another path. Truthfulness, dignity, and mutual support amongst ourselves. Somali Minnesotans do not pose any threats to Minnesota. Rather, they play an essential part of making us what and who we are. From business owners, teachers, physicians, to civic leaders. These individuals care deeply about our city. Whoever attempts to distort this reality should hear this statement clearly. St. Cloud recognizes its Somali population, and so does our state. As your mayor and as one of your neighbors, I wish to reaffirm our commitments today. Hate has no place here. Let me repeat that. And this is true towards anyone in our community. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from. White, black, Somali. You could come from Mars, although that'd probably be a little more questionable. Probably is warmer. No community will be used as a political scapegoat. Every resident will enjoy dignity and safety without exception. Let this moment serve as an announcement beyond St. Cloud. When hatred seeks to divide us, we come together. When fear threatens one community, all communities rise up as one to speak up. And when someone targets our neighbors, we stand firm as one united front against any attempts by individuals or groups who wish to hurt us or silence our voices. Thank you, and may St. Cloud continue its path forward with courage and compassion, united as one.